Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. This is a quote unknown. Dare to believe. That's a beautiful thing, folks. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now? Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials close down 60, NASDAQ off 20, S&P's off 4.5. All failures at the high. We'll go through that. Gold contract got smoked. That's down $27.70 at $1,235 an ounce. Silver off 48 cents at $16.71 a barrel an ounce. Platinum down 29 at $1,224 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.58 a pound. Light sweet crude up $1.55, trading at a price point of $52.03. You got the bond market. Now, the bond market, folks, we're going to slice and dice up here because it's going to be a close one. You had the 10-year down 1 point and 10 ticks at 128.17. You had the 30-year off 1 full point and 14 ticks at 147.14. And King Dollar was up a full point and 68 ticks at 94.80. The euro was down 159, and the yen was up 1.44 at 118.97. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. Let's first take a look at the future. And what you're going to see in the future is this, folks. What we did is that we failed on the daily. We failed on the weekly. And what you have is that we're at the top of the consolidation. We got to a price point out here today of 2068. We closed at 2050. It had got over the swing point from the 23rd, which was 2062. We had got over the swing point from the 9th, which was 2062. We closed underneath them. We did it with lighter volume. If we just go to look at the SPY, what you're going to see with the SPY is this. The SPY did 113 million shares. That 113 million shares was going into the last high that was established up there was 174 million. The prior high before that, you were dealing with, well, I guess the biggest one was 257. So you can see what this correlation is. That's not the swing high. The high of the market, however, was December 18th. That is where we basically, well, we did go up to 212. We gave it up, went to 203. You had 257 million shares there. Next high that was generated out here was on the 9th. That was 156 million shares. The next high generated on the 22nd, that was 174 million, and you can see what happens. You're dying on the vine out here. That's at the highs. You want to look at this correlation at the lows because what we've been doing is that we've been building cause for lower price. How do we know that? Well, if we take the first low that was generated out there, which was on December 16th, that low had 259 million shares. Your next low that came in was on January 15th. That was at 178 million shares. The next low was just last week, Monday at 163. So now what are we going to do? Guess what? Now we're going to go after those lows. We'll see what type of volume we have as we come into that lower price point. We look at the NDX 100. We go to the 3 Qs and we look at the 3 Qs. What we have with the 3 Qs, same type of phenomenon. What we did out here today, excuse me, folks, 3 Qs did 30 million shares. We got to a price point of 104.17. Now, the 3 Qs didn't even make it to 104.58, which is the last high. That just says how much weaker the 3 Qs are. 3 Qs, the 3 bottoms that we've had thus far was December 16th. That was 65 million. It came down again on the 6th of January with 66 million. Monday we came down with 43 million. So you can see that correlation. Heavy pushing down at the bottom, very light at the top. What that's all about is just like a hammer, folks. A hammer is banging on the bottom floor and it wants to break through. Where's it want to break through to? It wants to break through this October 15th swing low. The October 15th swing low inside the 3 Qs is 90.24. and we're at 103. So that's a monster number. We go back to the SPY again. If you want to see, you know, if you think this has been volatile, stay tuned. Because the SPY, folks, we're at 205. The October 15th swing low on the SPY is 181. Now, gold contract. Let's get over to gold and look at gold. They toasted, roasted gold out here today, but they didn't get the juice going with it. They got basically some juice. They got wide price spread for sure. What did gold do out here today? Gold goes from a price point of $12.69 to $12.28. We close out at $12.34. You were coming into a 234,000 contract day. So we did 187, which is big, by the way, but we didn't do more than how we went topsided, 1227 to 1268. So we have here, when you get a day like today, you're going to have to build cars once again in order to get to higher price. Bonds. Now, this is the market, folks. And, you know, at the first hour, I was basically saying that, listen, this is the first time that, in a long time, let's put it this way, it's the first time in a long time that I was looking at the bonds and I'm saying to myself, okay, can this be a high? And of course, you know, it always can be a high, it always can be a low. What we had is this. The 10-year is down 1 point and 10 ticks. We came down with 1.7 million contracts. Now, that's a big number. However, it was coming into 1.9 million. So you still have lighter volume, but when you do come down this hard, this is how you're going to be able to basically get a decent probability is, will this baby still go higher? If we get an expansion of volume on Monday and you do come down on price, that would basically be a huge heads up that, guess what, the 10-year might have topped out. I don't think you're going to get that. What I think you're going to get is this. You'll get more of a downdraft. That downdraft will have lighter volume, and you're going to be coming into the strength, and that's the strength, the bottom of that strength in the 10-year is 127.23. So it's about another point down from where we are. Okay? Now, that being said, let's go to the 30-year. The 30-year, thus far, got hit hard out here today. The difference is that the 30-year is down on 439,000 contracts, and that's coming into 578. So the 30-year, which has been the leader, by the way, is still saying, hey, the 30-year wants higher price. Now let's go to the TLT. So the TLT, folks, is the 20-year plus ETF structure. Now the TLT is in a confirmed ABC structure on the way up. It took out the B point, took it out with volume. The TLT is giving us the clearest indication that bonds still want to go higher, and this is what it is. It came down today, $2.36. It had 13 million shares traded. However, that 13 million, folks, is going into 18 million shares that were traded on January 6th. So that's not enough to break down the TLT. And, you know, so it's certainly a heads up in the context of rates, because if you can get the rates right, oh boy, you can get a lot right. If we go over and take a look at the XLU, and I want to thank Z for giving us the heads up on this XLU. The XLU, folks, is a utility select spider, and this all has everything to do with interest rates, okay? It's been a great trade. The XLU has come down with volume. 31 million shares, they get out of that so fast, the door's not, you're down $2. That being said, however, the XLU was 31 million, it's going to 37 million. So we'll see how it hits the 45.50 area, because that's where it got the big juice, the 45.50 area. A lot of things happening. Because now, if we go back, oh, okay, now let's do King Dollar. We go over to King Dollar. Then we're going to put this all together. We take a look at King Dollar. What King Dollar did out here today, up big. Does it have the juice behind the move? No. This is where this is going to get really interesting. So we've done 48,000 contracts in King Dollar. Huge movement, however, and it's still at the highs. That 48,000 contracts is not enough because we came off the high on Tuesday with 58,000 on the way down. That is how that is set up at this particular point. So inside that correlation, that's still saying that, guess what? King Dollar is still topping out. So volatility is going to be here, no doubt. What do you want to do? The intriguing part here is going to be this, is that most times that if you have bonds down, guess what? Market should be up, right? Opposite here. And that's where it's going to be. Is it going to be another divergence in the market, or in fact, our rates ready to pop and the market will do conniptions? You stay right there, man. Mr. Dave White's coming right back with us.